Yo, what's up guys, TTarantox here, back bringing you guys another Weekly Wednesday with Will, where I talk about the current events and happenings in WWE in the previous week. Or pretty much just basically what I like to talk about because I'm cool like that. Haha, no, I'm joking. But I wanted to start this week off by talking about the freaking epic Monday Night Raw after Battleground. It seems like, I don't know what they're trying to do with that, but they just decided to say, hey, let's just make this a freaking historic ass Raw. Because why the hell not? I mean, that's crazy because of the fact that I feel like, what are they going to do to top that? With SummerSlam around the corner, are they going to attempt to top what they just did at Battleground? Because Battleground to me is just a random ass pay-per-view, whereas their flagship shows are WrestleMania and SummerSlam, and Royal Rumble. But it's like, I don't know, what can you do afterwards? But as far as having it really epic, I think the only ones that are really epic after a pay-per-view, or the pay-per-views that are really epic, are WrestleMania and SummerSlam. But that I digress. Let me talk to you guys about why Monday Night Raw was so epic after Battleground. First off, we had a crazy situation between Brie Bella and Stephanie McMahon. Brie was in the audience. Stephanie confronted her. Brie slapped her. No, Stephanie slapped her, and then she got arrested. That brings it back to old school, like WWE type. Holy crap! This person just got arrested and carried away from the arena by the cops. That's pretty cool. Kudos to whoever thought up that angle. If it was an angle, which it seemed like it was, but with WWE, you never know. It could have been real, but I doubt it. I believe it was an angle, but that was pretty freaking epic. The whole Brock Lesnar versus Cena, given if you didn't see it coming, like a few of us that were speculating it before, if you didn't see it coming, then that was pretty epic as hell to be like, oh well, Triple H is gonna give Brock Lesnar to Cena or whatever, blah 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 blah. That happened. So that match is happening at SummerSlam. Cesaro dropped Heyman. He's no longer a Heyman guy, which is a huge shock to me. But again, it makes sense because, with Heyman carrying Brock Lesnar through SummerSlam, that obviously means he doesn't have enough time to have another client, I guess. Because we saw what happened when he had CM Punk and Curtis Axel. They were both successful, but then he ended up dropping CM Punk and blah blah blah, or when he had CM Punk, Axel, and Lesnar actually all at once. So I don't know, maybe they're gonna do some crazy angle with Lesnar and forced Cesaro to drop Heyman. But again, there was speculation about them wanting to push Cesaro, maybe for a world title shot. I'm not sure, but they're holding off because they are pretty much promoting the hell out of Roman Reigns. We're not promoting, but pushing Roman Reigns. So they're putting all their stock in Roman Reigns, and then Cesaro will get his push, I guess. I think they're trying to make him a face later on down the line, but we'll see what happens. Another thing that was pretty epic was, of course, you guys may have seen the Battleground. The Miz won the Battle Royal for the IC Championship. And it's not really epic yet, but the fact is, the Monday after he was there, he has the IC title. He faced off against Ziggler, which they say might be a potential show-off. No pun intended, because off the show. But it may be a potential feud later on down the line. Maybe between Ziggler, Sheamus, and Miz. I'm thinking, again, like I stated in my predictions video, maybe they're going to have this whole IC Championship versus US Championship unification match, and where the Miz and Sheamus will go one-on-one, and which my early prediction, if that match happens, is Miz wins. He unifies the championships, and then he faces Ziggler if they keep him in that title hunt, and then Ziggler gets that championship. Another thing that makes it super epic, that Monday Night Raw, Zack Ryder won a freaking match, guys. Sure, he may have got the victory thanks to Layla because of Fandango's leg was on the ropes. She knocked it off. Referee counted 3, and Zack Ryder won. That was pretty damn epic in itself to actually see Zack Ryder win a match. It was like watching the Undertaker's streak be broken. It was just like, oh my God, Zack Ryder won a match. So that right there was just, that could have been reason enough for it to be a record-breaking epic ass Monday Night Raw, in my eyes. Another thing that I want to mention back at the Battleground pay-per-view was Heath Slater got a huge pop, or at least a moderately sized pop for eliminating Antonio Cesaro. Oh, excuse me, sorry, for eliminating Cesaro, because I don't know, he eliminated him, threw him over the ropes, and I was like, yes, Heath, and then he got eliminated by Sheamus. I think it was Sheamus, but he got eliminated. But that right there, like Heath Slater was like, yeah, this is gonna be my new stepping stone, or my new outlook, I guess. He was like, every time I was in WWE, I've always been in some type of faction, but this time I'm showing you guys that Heath Slater is about Heath Slater now. So hopefully they do something with Slater. Maybe they're gonna push something along the lines of merging him with Clem Layfield, which is his character that he portrays on the JBL and Cole show. The reason why I say that is because that's how Bad News Barrett got back into the saddle. Because Wade Barrett was he wasn't doing absolutely nothing, but he was like doing nothing for a long time. Then he became Bad News Barrett, and then he became IC champion. So you never know. JBL Cole show might just push you if you can do a character properly. Another thing I want to talk about that was really, really crazy, epic, even though a lot of us predicted it, the whole Paige heel turn on AJ, and Paige becoming and returning to her roots as the anti-diva. Now, I have not seen the anti-diva Paige character or her heel side due to the fact that I was not watching NXT at the time. But we'll see how this works out, see what they do. But that was pretty epic in itself to see Paige and AJ like take that one step beyond, because I don't see anyone else in the locker room that would be willing to say, okay, take me, throw me against the barricade, take me, throw my face against the steel post, and you can throw me over the announce table. That is pure AJ, because AJ is the best. I swear she is the best, the best move seller in the Divas division, hands down. She's like the Dolph Ziggler of selling moves. So there, I don't know, but that right there, that aspect of being able to sell her injuries, or her being injured and tossed around like a rag doll, is what makes it so epic, because it's like, oh my God, I believe this. This is crazy. And I don't know, maybe Paige will grow from it, because some of her stuff is just kind of not convincing. But we'll see what happens. But just watching that happen was pretty cool. Then there's this whole like freaking Cameron and Naomi dynamic, where she may have won at Battleground, but she's still like jumping Naomi or like hating on Naomi for whatever reason. And I don't know, that's probably just going to be a feud, a third tier feud, with the top tier feud being Paige and AJ, and then a secondary feud being Steph and Brie, or those might actually be tied, and then third be Cameron and Naomi. Now, the thing about the whole Cameron situation with her going solo is her character that she's choosing to portray now kind of reminds me of another diva that's trying to portray that she's the shit and is the best thing around. Sasha Banks, anyone? So I'm thinking like maybe they can either, I know they're not going to call Sasha Banks up. Maybe Cameron can visit NXT, and they can have like a Cameron and Sasha Banks thing, because I think those two as a tag team with their gimmicks would pretty much be a better BFFs than the BFFs. Just because they have that attitude, they would seem like sisters. So they could be like the new Flawless, except they're not flawless. It'd be weird. But that'll be an interesting thing to see. I'm just jumping all over the place because I'm so hyped and excited about what's going on. Back to like what made Monday night another like sort of epic thing, or another epic event that happened, was there may be a new nation in the works, guys. New Nation of Domination. You guys don't remember, that was the faction back in the 90s, with The Rock, Farouk, D'Lo Brown, Godfather, and Mark Henry. And I think Owen Hart was in there like at the very end of it. But with those 5 guys, they were the Nation of Domination, and we saw a little bit of what might be, a sign to come with Kingston and Langston losing the match to, I think, Ryback, if I remember correctly. And Xavier Woods coming through talking about, yeah, well, we gotta just take things. We just gotta take. And it seems like Kofi and Big E were like, all right, yeah, we good. We can do that. Now, if they do this, I am all for it because it seems great. I believe that it's going to happen because from what I understand, Xavier Woods and Big E Langston, or Big E, are fans or were fans of the Nation, I believe. Don't get me wrong. I might be wrong here, but I don't know. Don't take what I say with, like, seriously. But I believe that they were, like, fans of it because, they are pretty big fans of, like, old school wrestling and stuff. So that's, like, a freaking awesome thing to see. I'm pretty sure Kofi's the same way. If they need to add, like, more members, because there's only 3 of them now, and they need, like, 2 more if they want to do it legit. I would think that they would maybe incorporate R-Truth, just get the elephant out of the room here because they're all black wrestlers. And then I think that they should, if possible, get Mark Henry just because he was the original Nation leader. And then so he could be like, all right, let's do this shit. That would be legit. And then maybe, somehow, somewhere down the line, they might get like another one, like Titus O'Neil or somebody, and Mark Henry leaves. And then later on, like a few years later, if they made a big enough impact, we can have a new Nation and original Nation like meet up, have The Rock, because The Rock is still around. Mark Henry's still around somewhere. I know D'Lo's still alive somewhere. I believe he is. Same with Godfather, and same with Farouk. Ron Simmons. So that would be pretty damn cool to see. But we never know what's going to happen. But I do really, really hope that that's a new Nation that's going to come through. And I do hope that they are just called the New Nation because, seeing things, I guess not really from your childhood, but seeing things that were once great be revived and possibly be great again is pretty awesome. Like, I would love to see a revival of the New Nation. I would love to see a revival of NWO with John Cena because this is just really off tangent. This is just completely off topic, but I say John Cena, if they do somehow rebirth the NWO, they would need John Cena to play the Hogan role because he's like the only one that can sit there just like Hogan was, be a fan favorite all these years, let it build. Then he's just like, all right, black and white NWO, let's go. That would be legit as hell. But I don't know. But if they did like an NWO, like I think my fantasy new NWO, if I had to choose like 3 people, like how they had Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, and Hogan, it would be Cena replacing Hogan, or Cena being the Hogan character, Hogan figure of the group. Dean Ambrose would be the Scott Hall figure because come on now, Dean Ambrose. And Kevin Nash, there's just like, I don't even know who would be Kevin Nash's character. Because he's so tall, he's big, he can just push you around. It'd probably have to be somebody from NXT, maybe. But I don't know. That would be a great thing to see. Yeah, I just can't think of another person that would be able to take that role on just yet. Maybe they can get Kevin Nash to just come back and do it. I don't know. You never know. But that's pretty much my whole freaking long tangent about the New Nation. Let me know in the comments below how you feel about what I talked about so far. I still have like 2 more topics to go on. The tag champs, we have seen the Usos actually defend their championships against the Wyatts in a 2 out of 3 falls match at Battleground. I predicted them to lose, but they actually came through and pulled the victory out. So that pretty much means if they've beaten the Wyatt family twice in a row at a pay-per-view, that means I don't think the Wyatts are going to be getting a title shot anytime soon. So I'm thinking that they're going to probably push Stardust and Goldust for a tag title match at SummerSlam, just because they have not been in the ring and they've just been doing crazy promos, looking for the freaking celestial key or whatever the hell they're calling it. So we'll see what happens, but I would love to see Goldust and Stardust squad up with the tag champs. And if anybody's going to take it from them, they're going to just give it to those guys. Reason being, the Usos have had it for a long time. I think they've carried it for longer than like the previous tag champs in like a few years. So that's a huge accomplishment. It's great that they have that. And yeah, I don't even know. I stated again, if there was to be a fantasy tag match for me right now for the titles, it would be the Usos versus the Ascension from NXT. Legit, hands down. I want to see that match. But it probably won't happen with the whole Goldust and Stardust thing. But maybe some years down the line. Maybe. We never know. Now, speaking of titles, we have Summer Rae facing off against Charlotte this week at NXT for the NXT Women's Championship. Now, all this time, I've been really like, oh my God, I would like Summer to win. I would like Summer to win. But I don't think Summer's going to win. It would be great for her to win because then that would just give them a reason to call Charlotte up from NXT to WWE. Because I think that the main roster needs someone like Charlotte. Because let's face it, the only like real wrestlers that we have like from the Divas division that can actually wrestle, should I say, are Paige. AJ can wrestle. Naomi, she's pretty acrobatic, but I'm pretty sure she's good in the ring. Charlotte, well, I said main roster, so never mind. Those three, Natalya and the Bellas, I guess. But I don't know. As far as like bringing, I think she would bring some flair to the get it, flair. I think she would bring some flair to the WWE Divas division. I would love to see her called up and do her thing. I just hope that she can actually learn how to sound convincing on the mic and cut a promo. But that would be great if that happened. I'm not sure what's going on at this point, but right now I know that I am just going on rambling. I just want to get back to to my final topic, and that is I think I've touched on this almost every week, not every week, but almost. CM Punk was interviewed as he was at an award show or something like that, something of the sort. He was hosting a red carpet event for it or something. I didn't like look at all the details on it because I forgot to do so. But there was an interview with the guy. I got the guy's name. Don't judge me for this. But he interviewed CM Punk and he was like, "Oh, so what do we even call you?" He was like, "You're a former superstar. Are you?" He was like, "What do we call you?" And he's like, "I'm CM Punk. I'm just call me a superstar." You know, he was like, "I'm not a WWE superstar." He didn't say that, but he was like, "Are you like a WWE superstar? Are you a former WWE superstar?" He's like, "I'm just a superstar." So he said that, and then the interviewer goes on to ask Punk, are we going to ever see you in a square circle again, or are you just done? And then, you know Punk, how he is. He looks at the camera and he goes, with a big smile on his face, he's like, never, ever. And then he says, they're going to run with that all over Twitter, all over the internet. And then he just laughs, and then the interview ends at that point. So that right there, kind of the way that he handled that question makes me really believe that he'll be back. Because for a guy like Punk that really loved wrestling, and for him to just stop, I don't know. I don't think he might be back sometime in the near future. Well, not the near future, but he'll be back sometime soon. But again, we never know. Things change every day. Mindsets change every day. And yeah, that's all I have to say about that. So thank you guys for watching and listening to me ramble on about probably nothing. I rambled on, went through my topics, just like all out of order, and I'm a bad person for that, probably. I don't know. But again, I appreciate you guys watching. Thank you. I appreciate it if you hit that thumbs up button, that like button. That's what it's actually called. And let me know in the comments below what you thought about my ramblings, if you like my ramblings. And yeah, thank you guys yet again. I said thank you like 4 times, including the last time I just said it. But yeah, I'm gone. Peace out.